Let's go ahead and I'm going to talk about Brennan as a pre-constructed deck. So, as a pre-constructed deck, I feel like Brennan. Well, I feel like a lot of his cards just don't
Oh,
really make any sense in them.
wait, that's all the cards already?
That is all the cards. Yeah,
Oh wow, we blazed through that. My
yeah.
goodness.
I'm surprised because I thought we were gonna have so much more to talk
I
about
mean,
each.
that just tells me that Rin's greater than Brennan. That's all it says.
Yeah, right.
Hashtag Team Rin.
Pretty much. I mean, come on, Blackcloud Ninja.
I know.
So Brennan's pre-constructed deck, it only has the Dread Wraith as a summon ability, which that's fine because it is a very ally heavy deck, but the other spellboard cards are the chance, and they are temporary, and they feel kind of tacked on. I mean, Chant of the Dead
Yeah,
you can definitely see in his precon, but Chant of Protection doesn't really fit very well in Brennan. I feel like
yeah.
yeah.
The reasoning they gave was, oh, you can play it and then bring back your 3 attack allies from the discard pile without taking damage. That's a pretty weak reason to add Chant of Protection to his deck. No one's like,
You're essentially spending 2 dice to do nothing
yeah,
because you check your 3 ally to play your Chant of Protection, and then you're like, crap, I think I needed that card. So you go and dig it back, and you take the 3 damage, getting rid of the
yeah,
Chant of Protection.
yeah. This deck lacks. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a. All right. I mean, looking at the deck list again, um, this is a control deck. This is not an aggro deck. Like when
Yeah.
you first see Brennan's ability, you see Spirit Burn, you're like, and Fire Archer, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna just throw damage at my opponent nonstop. I mean, looking at his deck list, this is a control deck. You want to put out walls with Dread Wraiths. You want to use bombers and
Hmm.
ninjas and chains and regress and poison to just kill their threats while you Spirit Burn. I presume an archer again and again and again. I mean, that's the only problem, right? There's not I don't. I guess you if you regress something, you can't really attack anymore with bomber or ninja because you kind of get rid of your regress, like we covered earlier.
Yep. Yep.
So maybe you're trying to buff up Wraiths to swing in. It's a. It's not gonna be intuitive when someone first gets the deck and sees Brennan's ability. They're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do so much damage," and that's not what it is. It's a
Yes.
control deck.
So I mean, once again, I don't know what the pre-orders are like right now, but if the pre-orders are still like heavy on Brennan's side, change that. Get both. Seriously, it's you're gonna be it's gonna you're
No,
gonna you're
don't
gonna
get
do so
both.
much more so much better.
Don't get both because then I'll have bears and you won't, and then you automatically win if you have bears.
Wait, what?
I said if you guys don't get Rin decks and only get Brennan decks, and then I'm the only one
Oh,
who
okay, all
got Rin
right.
and Brennan. Now I have bears and no one else has bears, and bears are winning.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he's actually competing in Tulsa, so he cares. He cares a lot about what you guys do. I don't, so I'm just gonna say, in favor of Plat Hat Games, definitely get both for the Bears.
I don't understand people ordering only one and not the other. Still, it doesn't make any sense to me. Um, yeah, why would you buy half of an expansion? That's Oh, a new Battlestar Galactica expansion came out. I'll buy half of it. That doesn't make sense.
They only want to play as Cylons. That's it.
They
They just
only want
want to
to
play
play
as
Silent.
Cylons. That's it. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Uh, if everybody's Cylons, then you
And
automatically
no
win, I
one
guess.
is.
All right. So how about Brennan in constructed?
well, obviously constructed is the reason I think people are buying him. Um, that and Fire Archer, and we covered. There's quite a
Yeah.
few good cards in this deck still.
But that's the thing, though. Like, I mean, if you're playing Brennan in constructed, wouldn't you want some of the cards that Rin has to offer?
I guess it depends if you're gonna play nature, but if you're playing Brennan, you probably are gonna play nature just so you can have molten gold, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I don't understand it. I mean,
I
what's
mean,
gonna be interesting is I think a lot of people at Tulsa or at some of these other release events,
mhm,
I think there are gonna be quite a number of people who showed up just because they came along with a friend or something, and they're just
yeah.
gonna buy a pre-con and they're just gonna play it. Um, and like I said, I don't think it's gonna be intuitive to a player the first time they pick up Brennan how you play his deck.
Yeah.
Um, so maybe that's not the best idea, guys.
Pick
Unless you
up
want to practice it a lot on TTS first.
pick up Rin. He's super easy to play. You just play a bunch of bears and you win. So it's not too bad. It's
Yeah.
actually really good. It's really good. The bear strategy is the only strategy.
People can't bear all these bear references.
It's unbearable.
I know.
Uh,
Unbearable. No.
Lulu. We completely forgot about Lulu.
Oh, let's not forget about Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu First Stone and Phoenix Barrage. Let's go ahead and pull her up. So Lulu, she is I completely forgot what she does. All right, so she is bolster. Add one to the attack value of all units you currently control for the remainder of this turn. Battlefield 4, 21 HP, spellboard 4. She's got like this she's got like a cool, I don't know, I feel like she's got a cool like if you attack me, I will hit you back so much harder vibe, like
So
bad
I'm
girl
gonna
type of vibe going.
I'm gonna just say this right now. Every time I see this picture, I just see Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, oh my god. That's something else that I can't unsee anymore.
Yeah, I see
Wow.
Nightwolf.
Nightwolf in girl form.
Yeah,
I respect that though. I respect that. I
I
think
do.
I feel like Fernanda definitely pulls a lot of her inspirations from like pop culture and other video games and games in general. Because I mean, if you look at Demona, um, she pretty much looks like a Norse god
Yep,
almost.
yep.
Yeah. Um, Let me pull up Phoenix Barrage. Phoenix Barrage is deal 4 damage to a target unit and then, well, not and then, period, deal 2 damage to a target Phoenixborn. That is really good. It's essentially three dice for 6 damage, and pair it with a living doll, and you've got 5 damage for a lot of dice, but still.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a fun thing to do. I've done it once with Living Doll, and it's just really fun when you just pull all that damage out of nowhere. You're like, okay, I'll Phoenix Barrage Living Doll, I'll Pain Link to hit you, I'll Final Cry and trigger 2 chances of revenge,
Yep.
and you just took 9 damage in one turn. Like, oh man, that's a lot of damage.
But once again, with all the, after we've talked about all the control strategies with regress, with blood chains, with um, what else was there? Deep freeze with deep freeze. Um, I just feel like Battlefield 4 is just not going to cut it. All the low battlefield sizes are just not good.
So she has to go very, very aggressive, right? Because
Yeah,
of that, she can't really play a long game.
right.
She has 21 health, which is nice. Uh, but yeah, and the other thing about her is that bolster is a side action, which kind of hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Mayonnaise is free, guys. It's when you attack, you get to do it. Having to use that side action to bolster, and that means you have to have that side action available right before you attack. So
Yep.
that turn is planned out for you. The turn you bolster, you're attacking afterwards.
Yeah.
There's some cool things you can do with it, though, right? I actually played one deck that Christopher Pratt had put together. Papa Pratt had the, and piloted by Christian Pratt, by the way. And it was kind of funny because he would drop an anchor knot. Like he went first and he dropped an anchor knot. I'm like, okay, well, what's an anchor knot? I don't have to worry about an anchor knot. I'm just gonna play out a card to my spell board. And he's like, okay, free action, ping the anchor knot. Reaction, summon widows. Side action, bolster. Main action, swing for 6.
Oh,
You're like,
wow.
oh, that anchor knot came out of nowhere and turned into 2 widows that hit for 6 damage, right?
Yeah,
And so it's pretty fun to do stuff like that.
yeah, that is a really good combo. I'm not gonna lie. Papa Pratt knows what he's talking about. Like he has some really, really nice ideas and combos.
Yeah, and so when you can couple that with like a Phoenix Barrage is actually great, guys. I mean, if they drop a Hammer Knight, you Phoenix Barrage, you paid 3 dice, killed their unit, and dealt 2 damage to them.
Mhm.
They paid 3 dice to have a dead unit. Um, that's great. That's great. That being said, I mean, it's 3 basics, so you can put it anywhere.
Yep.
You can use whatever dice you want. You don't have to meditate for it. But 3 dice is also, it's not cheap. It's almost a third of your mana for the turn. But it does work for what its cost.
Yes. Yeah. So that's Lulu. I haven't really used her or even thought about using her at all. So, um,
I mean, widows are definitely really fun with her. Widows are good just because you can do that. I have units you didn't expect, and now bolster in.
yeah.
Um, yeah, it's kind of fun to do that sort of things. It'll be interesting to see what people do with Lulu. You could do a very, very aggressive tempo deck with her, like that. I'm not really into those all-in decks personally, but I could see it.
So what about so let's talk about what Phoenixborn you're expecting to kind of die off because we talked a little bit about Mayoni dying off because of her
Yep.
her battlefield. Lulu, I don't really see her very often, but
I think she'll get play.
yeah, maybe like here and there, but I don't know. And
I think she'll get play with people playing. I think we'll see some interesting super rush aggro decks with her, and I think
Okay.
that's what people will play with her. So I don't know if, I mean, the thing is, she's kind of taking the spot of between Brennan and Lulu. Noah loses his role a bit because that's what you used to do with Noah. Noah used to be the rush guy, throw down a
Mhm.
bunch of weenie stuff, rush in, or burn for direct damage, like with the balls deep Noah decks. Brennan's better at burning. Lulu's better at rushing. So, and she's got another direct burn card with her unique card. So it's
Yeah.
another card that you can put in your deck that does direct damage to a Phoenixborn. Um, that being said, Noah is now an interesting. His role has fallen into he's the bear guy. He's the guy who stops bears the first round.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's become. They also added a card called Choke, though, which we covered, that stops that ability.
Yep.
But then and that's something we didn't cover, guys, with Choke, but it creates some really interesting dynamic with Noah because now Noah can say, well, if I play Noah, I might force them to pick a card that's Choke. One of their first 5 cards is now dedicated to Choke if they have a summon that they really need to get out. So I would reduce their first 5 to 4 cards. And if I play something, and maybe if they're an Ice Trap player, they only have 3 cards.
Mhm.
That's a pretty strong ability to have. Like, it's a passive ability almost. You just play Noah, and someone's like, well, maybe I gotta take Choke if I want this bear to come out.
That's very true.
And if they don't have Choke, then you stop the bear. So it's kind of interesting.
I think you could also say that about Brennan's ability as well. You know,
Yeah,
if you
I
play
could see that.
Brennan, some people might think, I know I've done it, might want to shove a choke in their first five. Um, Now, the way that I play, I usually choose my first five based on what Phoenixborn I'm facing against anyway.
Hmm.
So, like, I will have certain setup cards, but in general, I'm going to try to have something that will directly, in some way, counter against the Phoenixborn that I'm facing.
Hmm.
Um, but I can definitely see what you're saying about, locking up two of their first five to two
So
cards that may or may not even get played.
right, exactly.
Yep.
Noah's a weird one for choking, or not Noah. I mean, Brennan's a weird one to choke in my opinion because then he doesn't destroy a unit.
Hmm.
So like maybe you don't, yeah, you don't want to take the 2 damage, but at the same time having him free up a battlefield spot so that you can attack in is nice.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a, he slaps you and then he gives you a present. Sort of thing.
Um.
But
So,
yeah,
huh?
which Phoenix Borns are gonna drop out,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Mayoni, right?
Yeah. Mayoni definitely.
I know you're
Um.
sad about that one.
It sucks, man. But I know. I mean, Cole kind of loses a little bit of edge just because of how
Yeah,
much damage.
yeah, I have a deck for him still that I play, but it's not gonna be as good anymore because there's so much more damage and there's honestly it's not just the damage, it's the life
The
of the
life,
units that
yeah.
are out there.
Slash isn't as effective anymore. Yep.
Yeah, I mean against the Wraith, like what's Cole just cries.
Yep.
He just cries.
Um. What other Phoenix born? What about Aerodel? I mean, nobody really talks about Aerodel anymore, and she used to be huge in the beginning. She used to be the only thing. Like I remember, Joseki, on he was the one that came up with the four book Aerodel
Yeah,
design, and he was complaining about how
nothing
four
could
book
beat it.
Aerodel was too strong and nobody could beat it, and then he quit Ashes. I don't know if he's still playing, but I remember he said, I don't think I'm going to be playing very much Ashes anymore because of how powerful four book was. But, you know, a week later, Jessa was discovered as being like the queen of Ashes. So,
Yeah, so four book, I mean, Aerodel is one of those Phoenix Point where when you first start playing, because of Jaguars and because of Water Blast, she's just really strong, apparently strong. Like
yeah.
her strength is very apparent, and you're like, I mean, I can Water Blast things, I can put Jaguars to gaze things, I have a battlefield of 8, and then that four book deck was just putting out tons of cheap, efficient things,
Hmm.
swarming them, and then your opponent can't do anything. You Water Blast a kill, you gaze, you swing in with your huge board of units, and you still have things to block. Um, it was really strong. Then we play League and we realize, oh, Jessa is. Well, when Jessa started realizing Guilders were really good, when people realized Guilders were good in Jessa, that's when it kind of changed, and you're like, oh, Jessa is the strongest, actually.
Yeah.
Uh, so the biggest weakness for four book guys is the first round. The first round, their first five is going to be four books and some other card, maybe a EV or open memories. They want to go 5 books, like a focused book or something like that. That's very slow opening.
Hmm.
Aerodel only has 16 life. If you do damage, if you hit with a Hammer Knight in the first round on Aerodel, you can burn her very easy with draws if you have Molten Gold and things like that. Um, and she's only going to get 4 things out on the field the first round.
Hmm.
So it's a very slow. It's too slow of a deck, I think, actually. But it took time for people to realize that, to realize how that's the weakness to it. Um, yeah, that 16 life is the biggest drawback.
Yeah.
That being said, now that we have bears, they're a stronger unit. They're not that weenie 1-2 unit. Being able to kind of build up a battlefield and then throw down a bunch of bears. I mean, the most bears you can have is 4, but having 4 bears plus a bunch of jaguars or something, okay, that could be pretty decent. I don't know. Water Blast is still really strong. Uh,
It
Jaguar is still
is.
strong, but there's Ice Trap now for Jaguars, which is nice.
Yep. Yeah. Um,
But 16 life is still 16 life.
yes. And also, Aerodel gets locked into playing nature,
Yeah.
which I mean, that in itself isn't a bad thing because nature is a really strong dice type. But to have that nature to use her ability is
Oh yeah, that's the other
yeah.
part about Noah. Between Noah and his unique card, you're locked into 2 dice types.
Yes. Yeah.
Ceremonial illusion for Noah. Naomi's the same with her unique, but just her unique.
Yeah. Which brings up like a really good point too in that you don't have to play her unique. You don't have to play any of the Phoenixborn's uniques. They just tend to be a little bit stronger. Some of them a lot stronger, but um, I mean, it's possible that Mayoni could be usable in this next expansion, as long as she doesn't have to waste a slot in her spell board for um, Snake, and maybe put something that I don't know could help her with dealing more damage. I don't know, but we'll just have to see. And I'm probably gonna like do a little bit of playtesting after I go through Dark Souls 3 like 30 million times. Um, so Niche12110 asks if Jessa will Jessa still be strong post expansion. I think we talked about this last time as well, but I think she's still going to be strong. She's still going to be played, but the bears are going to cause a lot of problems for her. And even if she puts bears in her own deck, it's a very slow paced play. I think Jessa's a lot more. She's a lot. She likes to be fast. You know, she likes to deal the ping damage and keep that damage rolling. I feel, and bears just kind of slow it down, especially with the exhaustion, having to freeze. Um, like it doesn't really.
I have no idea if Jessa's still strong post expansion. I haven't played against Jessa post expansion. My gut tells me she's gonna have to change. It's not gonna be the same ping Jessa that we're used to, right? She
Hmm.
can't do that to bears. She can't do that to wraiths.
Yep.
She can fear them, but she's got only 3 copies of fear.
Yep.
So the way she controls things is gonna have to change. I don't know if Jessa now becomes a Dreadwraith wall deck, right? Where you remove things and ping with damage and have Dreadwraiths just stop everything from coming at you. I don't know. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
And then we've got Papa Pratt. Papa Pratt says that it's interesting that you lament the 16 life of Airedale and champion Cole.
But Cole has way more direct damage than Aerodel with 100 blades and slash. So there's a difference there. There's a difference.
Yeah, you just really need one slash. I mean, if you started, you automatically get that one damage in. You can automatically get the one damage in.
You can. Usually you don't. Usually you don't.
Yeah,
The time that starts to slash directly is typically the second round with Cole.
yeah,
So like the first round, you're gonna if you slash, it's gonna be to kill a unit so that you can hit them in the face and clear their board. So at the second round, you can hit them again in the face and slash them direct.
right.
And also when your first 5 is usually a set of cards you don't want to slash with. The only time I'll slash if like something happened with exhaustion and I'm out of dice or I just didn't have to play a card. Or if you 100 blades, you get to draw a card. You can slash with it.
Right.
Your second draw of 5 cards, usually, I mean, you're not, like we said, you're not going to play off 5 cards after the first round, typically. Um, so, 15 life is 15 life. uh,
All right. So I'm gonna do something. Um, okay. So I'm gonna go through and we're just gonna say yes or no to uh, each of the cards in the new expansion. So so 20 cards. Yeah. Minus the Phoenixborn, because
okay.
yes to both
Yes to
Phoenixborn.
both. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, all right. So let's start off with Chant of Protection. Yes or no?
Is there a way
Like
to do a maybe?
all right, so just with this expansion, we're not talking about any like potential expansions or anything like that. Just with this next expansion, do you feel like it is going to make a big difference or make a huge uh, shift in gameplay? Well, not even a huge one, but just like a decent
Yes.
change. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Adding 9 life is not something small. Direct burn decks will see Chant of Protection. You know, it's going to be sad to see that. And
I'm
you
gonna
can Chant of Protection, Butterfly. There's some interesting things I think people are going to be able to do with this.
Yeah, I mean, I see the potential for it, uh, but I'm actually gonna say no. I feel like having that discard is really detrimental, and like if you want to draw it later on, then I mean it means that you're gonna have three of them in a deck, to actually have any influence, and uh, those are spots in the deck that you could be using for something else. Um,
So I've drawn before in a game 2 Chance of Protection at the same time. That is an awful draw.
yeah.
Um, it's an awful draw because you're
Yep.
not going to play both of them and discard the other 2 other cards in your hand and have one left. Yeah.
All right. Next one. Let's talk Chant of the Dead. Yes or no?
Right now, no.
For me, right now, I think there is potential, and I think there are gonna be combos that could be done. So I'm gonna say yes, because I can see it doing a lot of. I don't want to say doing a lot of work, because I know someone, one person on the, but I can see it helping a lot with starting up combos, especially like later on in further um, deeper rounds as you go. But there is potential in this expansion. I think so.
I mean, I know this card is gonna be a combo card down the road. I can see it already. It's
Hmm.
gonna be a strong combo card down the road. It's not an if, it will be. It's a
Yeah,
when. But I
but
don't
you
think
don't
it's
think so? It's
just
gonna
yet.
be now? Yeah.
No, I don't think it's now.
Um, I do think that it's going to be now, because I feel like Brennan adds a lot of unique allies, except for Blackcloud Ninja. So yeah. All right, Dread Wraith. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I agree as well. Yes.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
All you guys have to do is play one game against the Dread Wraith, and you'll say yes right
Yeah.
away.
Yep. So Julia says that the Chant of Protection, drawing two Chant of Protections, he says that's a great draw. Discard one to play the other.
And that's what I ended up doing in that game.
Yeah.
But you feel like I'm gonna put these chants because I want 9 life, right? But it feels like, oh, I'm getting rid of one of the whole cards that I put in there for that reason. And there was a game I was playing where there was a burn deck, so I wanted to play both so that I could have more life,
Mhm.
but I couldn't. So maybe it's just my situation I was in at the time has me a bit biased.
All right. Next up, poison. Yes or no?
No.
No. I also think no. I don't think in this expansion it's gonna really do very much. Um, I think that putting one. I mean, if all right, so we're gonna see a rise in bears, a rise in wraiths, and if you put it on a wraith, on their wraith,
Don't do that.
yeah, you're essentially setting yourself up for disaster. If you put it on your own wraith, you are putting your own wraith on a timer. So at one point, you're going to have to attack with it, and you're going to um, lose that great wall that you have. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Choke.
Yes. Absolutely yes.
Yes, I agree. Uh, oh,
So,
so yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Nish says it's not a bad card against a bear, though. He's
I
talking about
disagree.
the poison.
I disagree. I don't think playing one die and a card for a unit that they can bring back for 2 dice every round is a good trade.
Yeah, I also think that um, if you do put it on a bear, then all they're going to do is they're
Attack.
gonna attack with it. They're gonna wait maybe like one or two main actions just to prepare for it, and then they're going to attack, and they're going to try to freeze something.
Yeah, and that's the
Uh,
problem. They can still attack with it, right? They're not
yeah,
gonna just let it die without taking something with it.
right, exactly. Um, so choke is a yes. Blood chains. I think I can just answer it for you.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a really good card, and I mean, if they shut something down of yours, then it becomes bloodchain fodder for you.
Guys, a chain of violinist blood chains
Yeah.
is 1 die for 2 exhaustion tokens.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep. Yep. Regress.
Yes.
I think so as well. I hate seeing it.
I mean, when someone plays a regress on your Hammer Knight, you feel sad inside, guys. It's just you feel very sad.
You do. But then you look at that's why you have to put the art on top, the regress on top, because then you see the bear and you're like, okay, well, at least I get to look at a little tiny cute cub
I mean, that
for
cub looks dangerous, though. Look
for
at
the
it.
rest of the game, just so you know.
It looks kind of mean, though. Look at that thing. Don't trust it, guys.
That cub has history. There's history in those eyes. All right. Let me just remove these yeses real quick. All right. Blackcloud Ninja.
That's a big no.
Big no. Big no. Yeah, oh my god. I wish Blackcloud Ninja was better than it is.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I think that's all we can say.
And that's all there is to say.
Fire Archer.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yeah. Uh, I mean, we didn't even go through it that much, but it's a big value card. I mean, you get a 1/1 that deals automatic 1 damage for 1 die. So you're essentially you dealt that 1 damage already, to directly to the opponent, and then they have to deal with it. Either you can Spirit Burn, or they have to spend a main action to attack it, or a die to kill it,
Or they
stuff like
take another
that.
damage with an attack from it,
Or they take another damage from attack. Yep, very
or
good
it
card.
blocks. It's got a lot of. It's very very nice for 1 die. 1 class die even.
1 class die, yeah. Crimson Bomber.
Yes.
Yes, yes, I agree. I will agree, even after the ruling of you can't put it on the same unit, just because two for a 3/2 is already really good, because you have a an Iron Worker that's 2 for a 2/2, and I mean I don't really see Iron Workers all that often, but that's still a solid card as well. So
Yeah. Yeah. 2 for a 3/2, guys. It's real.
yeah, all right. Freezing Blast.
So I know we don't agree here. I'm gonna say no.
Uh, you're gonna say no. In pre-constructed, I've used it because you kind of have to, and it's nice to use. And I will also say I'll also add that the 2 leaf die saves your, like, if you put one freezing blast in your deck, and you happen to draw upon it, you can essentially kill a 2 lifer, um, but after really playing with it, I never saw myself wanting to use it. So I've changed my stance on it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say no, because
S-
of the play that I've or the all the play testing that I've done trying it out. It doesn't ever make a big difference. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. So one thing that's interesting about it is it's called Freezing Blast, and I don't see anything about its actual ability that freezes. You figure a
mhm.
card called Freezing Blast would like place an exhaustion token. Like if that thing dealt 2 damage and put an exhaustion token out, I'd be playing it probably.
Oh yeah.
But 2 damage and remove 2 status tokens, we're gonna have to wait to see how useful that becomes later on when there's a status token monster out in the field, right? In the game.
You mean strange copy?
Strange copy. Hey, it's fantastic. I mean, if people start playing Strange Copy, it shuts down Strange Copy so hard. Like this is a great card against Strange Copy.
So Julie says, Jailbird says, if Freezing Blast is no, then is Mayoni really dead? The reason why Mayoni is dead, and we did talk about this before. I don't know if you were on when we did. It's not because of Freezing Blast. It is because of Blood Chains, Regress, and Deep Freeze. Those 3 cards on her so much because she has such a low battlefield. I mean, you only need those 3 cards. If you started those 3 cards and she played all her units out, and you were like, I'm going to Blood Chains one of them, regress the other one, and then Deep Freeze the third one, she has nothing. You are free to just deal 4 damage to her with a Hammer Knight right there. Um,
Twice probably. I mean, you're
Twice
gonna be able to
probably,
go
yeah.
that round in the next round.
Yep. Um, so I mean, it really locks her out of options, and that's the biggest issue. It's not because of Freezing Blast existing, uh, and like if nobody plays it, then it eliminates maybe I already knew that freezing blast only eliminated snakes and that was it. But it's the fact that her 3 battlefield gets punished so badly with this expansion that shuts her down.
Yep.
Um, okay, so yeah, I mean, I really wanted freezing blast to be good. I really did. Frostbite.
No,
No,
I don't like this card. The more I play it, the more I dislike it.
you know what? I am gonna agree with you. I also say no. I had a chance to try it. I built a Saria deck based around Frostbite to try to see if I could do um, damage with it. And unfortunately, I found myself not having enough dice to do so. Um, it's cool in that you can, with one focus, you can essentially use any of your die to deal 1 damage. But at that point, I mean, do you have that? You have to think like, do you want to use that die to deal 1 damage, or use that die to potentially deal more?
So when I see Frostbite, the first thing I think of, well, what could I have played instead of Frostbite? And I think Chain of Revenge is just strictly better, right? You
Hmm.
pay 1 die and it's gonna do more than 1 damage, and you don't have to dedicate a die to it every round.
Hmm.
Because of the nature of Ashes, things are gonna die on your turn. So, or every round. So if they're not dying, then you're in a great position. Um, so it's kind of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't really do um, a very good like what it's trying to do. It doesn't do a good enough job at it.
Yep.
Maybe you could see. It's just like again, this is a control card. Maybe you can do stuff with Blood Rays, but I still think no. I don't. I think it's a trap card. Well, not actually ice trap, but it's it's a card that's going to try to trick you into playing it, and then you realize it's not that great.
Yeah. Um, I mean, let's face it, we're going to see a lot of ceremonial and nature um, type of decks in this, in pretty much every single tournament from now until the next expansion comes out. Um, and Chan of Revenge is just that much better, because it's essentially the same thing. When you put Frostbite out, you have to use one die to deal 1 damage. That's great. But with Chain of Revenge, it's 1 die to potentially deal 1 damage, also potentially deal another damage for free the next round, and then the next round, and then the next round. So you're getting a better return on investment. Um, Now with Julius, he said if Mayoni basically if Mayoni gets her unit blood chained or regressed or deep freezed, you should just blood chains back. Yeah, you could blood chains back, but are you really going to put a blood chains in your first 5 to essentially kill off your own creature? So then, I mean, they essentially did, or you're doing the work for your opponent. You're
Y-
getting rid of your creature that you wanted out. You put if you, for example, if you regressed a snake or even a bear, and then Mayoni decides, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna regress, or I'm going to pop that bear and blood chain something on the opponent's side. Um, you're still down 1 creature, and they,
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you still have 3 battlefield
yeah,
versus
yeah,
their 5 or more. So, if you guys play this Blood Chains attrition game, they're gonna come out ahead
yes,
every
yeah.
time. Um,
Um, I
Yeah.
mean, before the expansion, she had a chance, even with Steady Gaze, just because Steady Gaze was one card, but you were essentially spending 2 die to if you use it on a snake, it was 2 die for 2 die. So it wasn't really that bad, and you knew that eventually you're gonna get that snake back, and that snake is gonna have um, probably like 3 or 4 status tokens, maybe even more on it. If you're not playing Jessa, if you're playing Jessa, you just fear it and then it's gone. Um, but yeah, it's
Crispy Red also points out that the freeze effect on bears is another thing that stops Mayoni.
yes. The
You can,
freeze effect on bears. I mean, if you just play Lulu, right? Lulu has 3 or 4 bears out, and she attacks, and you decide to block every single one of them. Um, all three of your creatures. If you don't counter back, those bears are gonna stay alive, and your creatures are gonna have a lot of wounds on them. Um, so you essentially lose out
yeah,
as time goes
yeah.
on as Mayoni. It sucks, and I mean, believe me when I say that I wish I could still I could say that Mayoni is playable. I just don't really see it as being possible right now, just because of the cards, just because of her battlefield size. Um, Try and Kill Me says Dark Souls 3 trailer I had to watch before joining was amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited to play it. All right, let's go on to Ice Trap. Yes or no?
Yeah. Well, yes, it's gonna have a huge impact.
Yeah,
Yes,
I do think it's going to be a huge impact, or it is a huge impact.
it
I
is a
mean,
huge
everybody's preparing for it already, and it hasn't even been released yet. Um, yeah, so that was easy. Crystal Shield.
My gut says no on this one.
You say no. I'm gonna say yes because putting Crystal Shield on, um, you have a lot of potential with Crystal Shield on things like Dread Wraith, um, things like even things like Bear. You put one on a bear, that's pretty nice. That bear is going to defend um, something.
Yeah, I'm not a big alteration guy though. Root armor
Yeah.
is pretty much the only alteration. Root armor, massive growth are pretty much the only ones I've ever played really. Uh, I don't like I said, putting all my eggs in a basket. Regress drops alterations. Blood chains says I don't care if you have an alteration on. And apparently choke also says you can't unicard.
Yeah, that's true. But I
That being
mean,
said, those are fringe cases. Yeah,
who's gonna use choke on Uniguard when there
probably not. Yeah.
are? It is possible, but I mean, nobody's really gonna do it. There are better things to use choke on. I think,
There
personally.
are.
Yeah.
There are.
All right. So next one is Frozen Crown. Yes or no?
Definite no.
I also think no. I think it is another one of those trap cards, as you said. It's a card that it looks really, really good, but unless you decide to put it on something that has been, um, massive growth, crystal shielded, like everything, you're spending all these actions to beef up this one thing, and then someone shuts you down with a weenie card, or someone shuts you down with a if you wanted to hypno in, someone shuts you down with, I'm going to exhaust your charm die. Like, there's just so much that could shut down Frozen Crown because it doesn't offer anything else. It just gives you attack. It doesn't give you
Yeah,
anything else.
and 3 dice is expensive.
And three
So
dice is
it's-
expensive, yeah.
Can someone take this card and put like a bunch of images of like Elsa and Olaf from the movie Frozen, like on the crown, so it's a frozen crown? Ah, ah.
That was such a lame joke. I am so ashamed that I actually laughed at it.
uh, oh gosh. Sorry,
Deep
guys.
freeze. Let's go on.
Yes, yes.
So deep freeze, I'll say that that's a yes. I think there's a good potential for to see what deep freeze has to offer. Um, I haven't seen it yet, but I know that there is. So, yes for me. Eric?
Yeah, definitely yes for
Yeah.
me.
Oh, okay. All right. Next one, pretty sure I know the answer to. Rin's Fury.
Oh, that's like yes with exclamation points all the way down the screen sort of thing. I'm sorry that Brennan, you got Blackcloud Ninja and Rin got Rin's Fury, which is amazing.
Yeah, right. But hey, remember. Um, if you if you have 5 dice, frog dice, it is a 0.012% chance that you will roll all 5 frogs. So
Win a
just remember
tournament with
that.
it, guys. Win a tournament with
Yeah,
it.
do
Do
it.
it.
Try it.
Do it.
That is the challenge.
That's the dream. There's a
Yes.
badge. Add a badge, please, to Plaid Hat Play. Win a game with 5 frog die rolls from Rin's Fury.
Yeah. Okay. And now we have. Oh wait, let me get rid of this. Now we have. Yes, Papa Pratt. We are saying there is a chance. It's a very low chance, but it is a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Frostfang.
No.
No.
Big no. Big no. Because
No.
wounds.
Yeah. Wounds are just way too prevalent. I mean, if Crimson Bomber even cared to get rid of it, he could get rid of it. EV could get rid of it. EV is just so prevalent that, you know, not to mention rapid healing, while it seems nice on paper, it's just way too expensive to
Yeah.
to keep around a one attack creature. Not to mention battle advantage can get choked. I mean, come on. It's a useless card.
uh,
Frostback Bear.
I think this is a no for me. I don't know about
No.
this card. I don't think it's very good. I mean,
You know what?
who wants to pay 2 dice for a 2/3
And here's the other thing: you have to spend a frog die to
to
put it
play it?
down.
And you can just choke the freeze or spite. I mean,
Yeah.
that's bad.
You
Really
choke
bad.
the freeze. Oh look, you just wasted a die. That's 4 dice you just wasted on this 2/3. Like
Yeah.
it's not worth it. So definitely a
Yeah.
big no on that.
That's a bad card. Really bad card. No one should be playing this card. Like, if you're playing this card, I don't. Why even bother playing Ashes anymore? Guys, this card's amazing. I think we covered that.
Ice Golem. That focus 2 guy.
Focus 2. Focus. If only Bear had Focus 2. Like, it should have. I think Bear would be better if it was Focus 2. Freeze all of your opponent's units. I think that would make it playable. You know.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. At least then they would stand a chance against Iron Rhinos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Iron
yeah.
Rhinos is like Iron Rhinos has not only a focus 2 ability, guys, it's got a focus 1 ability. That's how good Iron Rhino is. And it doesn't cost you a frog to put on the field, it costs you a leaf. Come on. That's way better than a frog.
There's there's so much text on an Iron Rhino summon. I mean, the Iron Rhino itself doesn't have anything, but you know, it has five. You see a five on there, you're like, it's got to be good.
It's gotta be.
Uh, so, Ice Golem, is it a yes or a no?
So the more I play with Ice Golem, the more I say it's a no. Uh, I wanted it to be a yes, but 3 dice is expensive.
Yeah, I think it's kind of locked into Rin. So the only one that actually can use it would be Rin, because at least he has Rin's
Yep.
Fury. At least he has um, his ice buff, his free ice buff. Um, so yeah, Ice Golem definitely a no. All right, and that's all of them. Okay. Um,
I wonder how many yeses and nos we had. We
I
weren't keeping track. Oh no.
oh man, I didn't I didn't do any. I didn't think about that. We
Oh
should have.
no.
I should have done
Well,
that.
I guess someone can rewind and count for us. Post it
Yeah.
in the YouTube comment.
Hold on. Wait. Here we go. All right. So, are we counting Phoenixborn as well? Are we counting
I mean,
Phoenixborn as well?
should we count Phoenix Borns? They're yeses.
Yeah. I mean, they're automatic yeses, so we won't count Phoenixborn. Okay. So, Chain of Protection. You said it was a yes. No, you said it was a no, right?
I don't remember now. Oh no!
All right. Well, never mind.
That's
Doesn't work.
Well, let's just think about it again. I said yes. I think I said yes.
Okay. Because I know I said no. I said
Yeah,
no on the Chain of Protection. Then you said no on the Chain of the Dead, right?
correct.
Yeah. So, um, yes, Eric. No, Eric. Yes, C. No, C. All right. So, yeah, Chain of Protection was a yes for you. It was a no for me. You said no on the Chain of the Dead. I said yes on the Chain of the Dead. Dread Wraith, we both said yes. Um, Poison, we said both said no on that.
Yep.
Choke, we said yes. Blood Chains, we said yes. Regress, we said yes. Blackcloud Ninja was a yes. No, I'm kidding. Fire Archer was a yes. Um, and Crimson Bomber was a yes. Oh wow, we actually matched our yeses and nos for Brennan. That is 6 yeses and 3 nos. Wait, hold on, that doesn't make any sense.
We did not match our yeses and nos with Brennan. We definitely said yes a lot more than we said no.
No, I mean we matched our we between the both of us. We
Oh,
matched.
how many
Yeah,
times we said yes and
yeah,
no? Oh yeah, yeah, that we did.
yeah. I missed one. Oh, well, that's. Wait, yeah, I missed one. Did I miss one? Because I
Did you say blood
have
chains? Yeah.
six yeses and 3 nos for some reason. Did I count Crimson Bomber? I don't think I counted Crimson Bomber. Okay, I think that was what it was. So yeah, 7 yeses, 3 nos from the both of us. Now with Rin. This is actually going to be pretty surprising. So Rin, we both decided on no for Freezing Blast. Yeah, Christian's like fix it in post. Um, Frostbite, we said no. Ice Trap, we said yes. Crystal Shield, I believe you said no and I said yes. Um, Frozen Crown, we both said no. Rin's Fury, we both said yes. Oh, this is interesting.
Huh.
Rin's, or yeah, I already did. Did I? Oh, we didn't go to Frozen Crown yet, right? We just went
No.
Crystal Shield. So Frozen Crown. Oh my god, I am screwing myself up here. All right. So I am down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so that should be Deep Freeze. Deep Freeze
You
is
said
a
yes. Yes.
yes. Rin's Fury is a definite yes. Frostfang was a no.
Mm-hmm.
Frostback Bear was a huge no.
Yeah, big no.
Big
That card
no.
sucks.
And Ice Golem was a no. Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
that's actually surprising. Because that means that we liked more of Brennan's cards. Which I guess that makes sense now that, Brennan has the higher pre-order count. He does have better cards in his deck, but I don't know.
But the
Frostback
see,
Bear.
thing is, Rin, yeah, it's got bear. Rin's deck has bear in it.
Yeah.
I mean, bear is like it's basically worth all 10 cards. Like if they shipped Rin's deck with 30 copies of Frostback Bear, I don't think anybody would just be disappointed. 30 summon Frostback Bears, and I guess you need 120 copies of bears. But no, you don't need 120 copies. You only need 40 copies of bears.
So I guess I didn't mention it, but uh, Eric said yes for 5 of the cards and no for 5 of the cards in Rin. I said yes for 6 of the cards because I liked Crystal Shield and no for 4 of the cards. And then we both matched with the Brennan's deck, and altogether that is 12 cards that Eric said yes on, and 8 cards that he said no on. I said yes on 13 cards and no on 7 cards. Yeah,
That's pretty good, guys. I
that's
mean,
not bad.
that's not bad if you consider they're only adding 20 new cards.
Hmm.
That's the majority of the cards. That's a good amount of cards that are gonna have a big impact on the game.
Yep, it's good value. Um,
And some of those other cards, their time might come. Their time may come. Frostfang, I'm looking at you. Somewhere down the road.
so at some point, do you think at some point Blackcloud Ninja can be good?
They're gonna have to add something that says
Play it for
ninjas
free,
ninjas get a buff, right? It's gonna be something that says all ninjas gain 1 life.
or all ninjas come in as a side action.
Oh, they just come in as a side action.
That'd be cool though, right? I mean, if you think about a ninja, you think, oh, they're gonna come in and like screw some or f some s up and just ruin your day because that's what ninjas do. They ruin people's days. But Black Cloud Ninja, it
He
just
ruins your day.
yeah, he ruins your day. Papa Pratt says, I'd like to see your take on any cards that may have been played less in the old world order versus the new Rin Brennan world.
Oh, well, that's a
Mm,
good question. I don't know if my opinion changed on too many. I mean, a lot of things got worse, like
snakes.
snakes. Things like snakes got worse.
I mean,
Uh,
it still has utility because its ability is inexhaustible. So you could essentially just have it out to, uh, you know, remove allies and have them never to be seen again. Um, but that means that you're just like you're playing with a 2 battlefield.
yeah, I'm kind of looking through what we have here. Um, things like um, cut the strings now has some more use, maybe. I still don't think so, but maybe. Right? It got a little bit better. It wasn't great before, but it got a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, we
Um,
have to see how widely used regress is. If it's used in every single deck, then cut the strings might be viable. But even then, it uses up a spell slot. I mean, if
Yeah,
it was just an action spell, then that's not too bad.
I think Wayward Knights got better, but
Yeah.
only slightly.
Yep.
But they did get better because there's so much more exhaustion, and they don't care about getting extra exhaustion.
Yeah.
What else? I think that so what's interesting now is Shadow Counter, right? Shadow Counter kills a Wraith.
Yes. I like Shadow Counter. I even liked Shadow Counter way, like pre expansion. I played it in my Rainbow Mayoni deck, and it's actually really nice to have. Because if they, let's say, attack with something that's just 2 damage and they just want to get in that free strike, you can use that to your advantage and take out their, another one of their creatures, or use it to take out a um, Hammer Knight, or even a Wayward Knight, or any of the high cost thing. I mean, you'd have more benefit if you took out something of higher life cost. Um, but yeah, now with bears and with um, dread wraiths, you can definitely see higher value in shadow counter.
Small Sacrifice, I would say, is another card that got better because of Wraiths. Now you have a nice target for Small Sacrifice. So it got a little bit better because you can deal 1 damage to your Wraith, make it stronger, and then start removing their units from the board.
Yeah, and then once you focus it, and you don't really need the wraith damage anymore, you can just, or you don't even need the wraith anymore. Honestly, putting what do you think about putting small sacrifice in with Brennan? I guess it
That's
would still be
one.
too slow, just
Yeah, it's kind of
because.
slow.
Yeah, but I don't know. The potential's there if he had a 4 spell board. I think the potential's there just because you could once it's focused, you could main action exhaust your fire archer, exhaust one of their creatures, and then side action sacrifice the
Right.
fire archer to spirit
Yeah.
burn.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's kind of slow, I
Yeah,
guess. Not a slow deck player. Um, yeah, transfer got better. There's a lot more exhaustion tokens flying around, so
yeah,
you can spread the wealth.
definitely. Oh yeah, yeah. Transfer definitely.
And
Um,
refresh got better actually because it answers blood chains and bear exhaustion.
yep. Papa Pratt says, what Phoenixborn do you think will win Tulsa, and which Phoenixborn do you expect to dominate the field?
Rin.
I don't know. It's a toss up because I feel like has a lot of Rin can do a lot more because he has the bigger spell board, but um, I
Hey, you
feel
know what they
like
say about a guy with a big spell board?
they have a lot of spells.
Yeah, spells. That's right. That's right.
um, but Brennan can do quite a bit of damage. You know,
Yeah, but he does it at the cost of
of a unit.
board presence.
Yeah.
So I've seen some cool decks on PlayPlad where they use blood puppets as spirit burn targets. It's kind of fun because like you can have a book where you pay 1 dagger to put a 0/2 blocker on your side of the field, and then when you're done with them, you spirit burn them before the end of the round.
Yeah, that's true.
Sounds kind of funny.
That's not bad.
It's
And
not
not only
that.
that, you could also use it for blood chains as well.
Yeah, it's a solid blood change target.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and if anybody wants to ask any more questions, definitely go for it. But
Oh, you know who's not going to dominate the field anymore, I hope? I think Jessa. I don't think we're going to see Jessa take wins in every tournament anymore, like we
no,
have been.
I don't think Jessa will. I think Jessa's gonna have a hard time dealing with the bears. Even if Jessa decides to use bears herself, It's just it's not her play style. Um,
And the next, actually, I take it back. The winner of Tulsa will be Mayoni. Sorry, I had to. It's
it's
just, it's
I
sad. I
was
know.
I looked at you and I was like, you can't be serious.
You're like, should I laugh or should I cry? I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. I think it's gonna be Rin. Rin's Fury is strong. Is very strong.
Iron Rhino strat. That's what's gonna win.
I don't.
Rin's Fury. Rin's
Iron
Fury. Hear me out. Rin's Fury. Iron Rhino.
Chant of the Dead.
Chant of the Dead. Yes.
Hidden Power. Iron Rhino. Expand energy. Done.
Yep.
No allies though. But
Bam.
somehow get that Chant of the Dead trigger.
Chant of the Dead late game. Late game
Like,
for four rhino or three
four-
rhinos every single.
yes. Oh, I kind of
every
want to make
single
this deck
round.
now where you just don't care. That deck is like, I don't care. I just want to in one turn drop 4 rhinos all at once. That's just my goal. My opponent should surrender if that happens. That'd be fun to do. It's just 4 rhinos.
And then your opponent regresses each and every single one of them.
Can't do all 4 though. They can't do all 4.
No, no, one will be open. One will
Then
be
they-
open for blood chains.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yep. Or wait, hold on. Is it 4? Rhinos have 5, right? You can
Oh,
put
they're
5
5.
rhinos?
Oh, right. You have to
Yeah.
put rhinos out. That's
Okay.
right.
All right.
So that's, I don't know, man. That's 20 dice. That's a lot of dice.
Well,
Oh boy.
it's spread across. It's spread across like multiple rounds. So.
No, no. You have to do all 5 in one round.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's the goal of the deck.
That's the challenge.
That's
the
the
challenge is win Tulsa by summoning five Iron Rhinos in one round. Do it.
Yes.
I think it
Do
can
it.
be done. You'd have to have a really good draw, but I think it can be done.
Your opponent's like, I got them on the ropes. They're not doing anything. They just got 3 summon rhino books out. And then you drop 5 rhinos, swing in, and win the game. That's 30 damage. No one lives through that, guys.
Nobody lives through that.
Nobody lives through that except Mayoni with 3 chance of protect.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
I'm playing Mayoni. I guess
That's-
redirect's the thing, but don't worry about that.
So the final round is gonna be Iron Rhino versus Mayoni with Chant of Protection. That is what to expect. So Christian says, Try and Kill Me says 3 Rin's Fury, 3 Expand Energies, 3 Hidden Power, and 3 Chain of the Dead. All 3 Chain of the Deads also have to have the max status tokens on it.
I
Now
mean,
each one, if you have 2 or 3 Chain of the Deads and one of your allies dies, you put 1 status token on each of them, right?
correct. Also, it doesn't stop getting status tokens just because it has 3. It'll keep accumulating
Yeah,
them.
it'll keep
So if you want to have
yeah.
fun, you're like, I'm just going to drop 1 Chin of the Dead, never use it. I'm just going to have 20 tokens by the end of this game.
Mm.
All the status tokens.
Okay, so we have how many challenges do we have now? We have 3 challenges. We've got the Iron Rhino challenge. We've got the Chain of the Dead challenge. 20 status tokens on a Chain of the Dead.
Yep.
And then what else? What was the first one we talked about?
Win a game with 5
Oh,
damage from Rin's
yes.
Fury.
Win a game with 5 damage from Rin's Fury. I'm gonna write this down. Anybody who does that wins. What did they win?
They win.
Colin will get them
Bugatti.
a Bugatti.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
They wouldn't match this Bugatti.
We're in the talks. We're in the works with the Main Action podcast, and we are going to. They're gonna get whoever does any of the challenges. Doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter which one. They will win a Bugatti. Just talk to the Main Action podcast about it.
Yes. And actually, everybody in the audience, look under your chairs. You won a free Bugatti, courtesy of the Main Action Podcast. Make sure to message them on Facebook to collect your prize. If they don't respond right away, or if they say something like, I don't know what you're talking about, that's just a test. Just keep bugging them.
Oh man. It's a
Oh,
good
we
thing I don't
forgot.
have to. It's a good thing I don't have to see Colin at Tulsa. You get to see Colin and you get to
Yeah.
hear him say, "Dude, what the hell, man? Like 10 people are asking me about Bugattis."
Oh, we forgot to say Phoenix Barrage, yes or no, but I think we were both the yes on
Oh
that card.
yeah, yeah. Phoenix Barrage definitely yes. Lulu, yes or no? Lulu, yes or no?
Ooh, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes.
You're gonna say yes?
I'm gonna say yes. I think that well, yes that she's gonna change. Oh gosh, I don't know actually.
Yeah,
I
that's.
still say yes. I have the hope there, so I'm gonna say yes on the hope.
I'm gonna say no because I feel like it's basically like Mayone except she's got one more battlefield and one less life, and a subpar ability. Because like if you're doing the living doll, um, you know, barrage a living doll to deal 5 damage or whatever damage to a Phoenixborn, you're using a lot of dice, or you're basically going to be playing a defensive deck, right?
I mean, or you play a deck that's so aggressive, you just want to draw into 9 damage to win the game.
But even if you play a super aggressive deck, she still only has 4 battlefield, and most of the even Cole has 5 battlefield.
I mean, direct burn though, she has doesn't
Or
an extra
no,
direct burn
he has
card.
6, right? He has
He
6.
has six
Yeah,
battlefield, yeah,
he
six
has
battlefield,
6
five up.
battlefield.
I
Um,
mean, I could see a direct burn with Lulu. I mean, I can see it. I think a lot of people are going to be taken by surprise by widows with her. So I think you can cheese people with her. Lulu's a cheese Phoenix born.
that's that's not a good sign. That's not really a good sign.
Okay, okay. Drop 4 rhinos, bolster them all in. Good game. That's it. That's all you gotta do.
5 rhinos. You have
You
to
can't
bolster
you can't have
five
five.
five
Sadly,
rhinos on Lulu's battlefield. That's
that's the next.
that's the other challenge.
That's the challenge that's gonna stay open until they release a card that expands battlefield, right? Ooh, which of the main action podcast members does the best in the Tulsa tournament? Ooh,
Oh
ooh,
boy, oh man.
ooh. You know, because it's his birthday, Jarrett. He's not an official main action. He's a secret main action.
He's the lost main action member. I think I'm gonna say Jared as well. Yeah, just to instigate, I'm gonna say Jared. No, you know what? I have a lot of hope for Colin as well. I think Colin is gonna do really really well because I mean I think it's his time to shine.
He needs to win a tournament. That's right. That's right.
Christian has
That's
already
right.
done his. He's already
Christian and
won
Kian are
his.
wearing the crowns already. They
Kian has
don't.
already gotten his. And then Colin's gonna get up there. Yeah.
He's gonna get up to the finals, lose to Jarrett. That's it.
Ooh. Oh. And
Uh,
then do you lose to Jared or do you win against him?
oh no, they're in the semis actually. I've already won the game. Everyone
Oh,
was,
okay. All right.
that was third and fourth place.
All right.
Oh man. Oh boy. Tulsa guys, it's coming. It's coming. And you guys better be ready. You only have a couple of days to prepare. I have no idea what Friday is going to be like. It's going to be a madhouse of Ash's games getting played. I feel like a lot of people are going to try to stick to their groups to
Mhm.
not steal any information, which is a little sad, right? You kind of want to go and play with a lot of people. I have other decks that I've made, so I might just play other decks that I'm not going to play in the tournament
I
on
think
Friday.
yeah, I think a lot of people are probably going to try out all the other cards, like they have their set cards that they're like, "Ooh, I definitely want to add into my deck." But then you've got the stragglers, you've got the maybes that could be good, but they're not exactly sure yet.
Yeah.
Like for example, um, what was one of the maybes? Well, what was the one of the hard to say yes or no? cards. Chain of Protection, Chain of the Dead,
Lulu.
um, Lulu. They're gonna. I think people are gonna try them out just to see how it is, and then if they see that it's not gonna work out, then whatever. But who knows?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna play Cole Friday. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Friday's gonna be a cold day.
Okay. Papa Pratt says, "What deck are you taking, Eric?"
It's a Mayoni deck. It's a really strong Mayoni deck. I'm sorry, I really should stop. Just stop kicking the dead horse there, the dead snake. Um,
Oh man.
oh man, oh man, is right. I think I'm taking a Rin deck. I'm actually like 90% sure, and I'm taking a Rin deck. And yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think we've ever really said much about Daimona. Like we've mentioned about how Airedale will be affected, how Noah's affected, Cole, Jessa. We didn't say anything about Saria too,
Saria
which I'm
gets better.
surprised.
Straight up gets better.
Yeah, I
Um,
think Saria does get better, and not because of Seaside Ravens either. I think Saria, because of her ability to possibly draw into more um, Frostback Bears, possibly like just get that further advantage.
yeah.
Um, she's a big contender.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Bears, like you said, Bears give her a solid unit to put out on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets stronger. Daimona's interesting. Like we said, rare words get better.
Yep.
Um, Order on Bears is nice. Uh, she's just expensive. Her ability is really good, but it's also expensive.
That's
Maybe
true.
Chain of the Dead can help with that. Um, and she does have Spellboard 5, so she has a lot of space for cards.
Yes. She could even. I mean, honestly, she could even put Chain of the Dead. I think she could really use Chain of the Dead. Because she has the 5 spell board, she doesn't really have to sacrifice it like right away. Like if let's say you're running 3 spellboard cards and then also Chain of the Dead, like you have that option. Or like if you want to put in another spellboard card that you think it might come in handy but might not, you have that option. You can put in cut the strings just as a one of if you really wanted to, or hypnotize as a one of just because you want to,
Mhm.
things like that. So
Yep.
yeah, um, what else?
Papa Press says, which PB will be the least represented, do you think? Besides Mayoni.
Yeah, besides Mayone. Yeah, I was gonna say, um, least represented.
I'm
I
thinking it's gonna be Cole or Aerodel. That's the two lowest life units, I think.
No, I feel like it might be Cole or Noah. I feel like Cole and Noah both, cause like they weren't that popular in
Noah's a fair one
the
too, yeah.
base,
Yeah.
right?
Noah's a solid yeah. Noah, it might be Noah actually.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the idea though. I don't know if enough people are gonna say, "Oh, Noah can." I don't know if people are gonna think far enough and say, "I can make a Noah lock with Shadow Target,
yeah,
go aggro, and stop bears." I don't know if people have played enough yet to realize the threat of the bear and how good Shadow Target is at stopping it.
yeah.
So there's that.
I think a lot of people are gonna see when they get their hands on Brennan, they're gonna say, "Oh, why would I want to play Noah when I can play Brennan
And
too?"
I think that's what's going to happen when they look at taking Cole, right? They're going to say, well, why am I going to play Cole if Brennan's there? He's going to throw, I mean, he throws 4 damage at me, guaranteed within 2 rounds from his side action.
Yeah.
Um, throwing Fire Archers on there, that's 6 damage. I've got 9 life left. And he's
Uh,
got 20, you know? So it's,
yeah. Papa Pratt also says, doesn't the proliferation of bears make Noah more attractive? Yes, and like we said, shadow target on a bear. That's one way to essentially stop a bear from even coming out. But you also have the threat of hammer knights, and I don't know. I mean, it shadow target only stops it for one round. The bear.
Yeah, I mean it stops it. I mean it stops at the first round or the second. It stops it every other round,
Yeah.
basically.
Yep.
Which is it's actually not bad. I mean, stopping two bears straight out. There's one thing I don't like about Shadow Target. Actually, a big issue I have with Shadow Target is that it stops the summon, but it doesn't take away the dice. So if they can still use those dice for pings,
Yes.
it's problematic.
Yep.
Um, and the other thing is, I don't think people are gonna think that far. I think a lot of people are gonna be fresh with the expansions there, and they're not gonna say, "Oh, Noah is gonna stop bears pretty hard," right? They're gonna be like, oh, "I'm just gonna play bears instead of try to stop bears." I don't know if that makes sense. I don't think the uh, the decks are gonna be that sophisticated yet.
Yeah.
Because you could have some fun with Seal, Shadow Target. But like you said, it's only good against books, right? Like you said, if they're going ally heavy, which there's plenty of allies now.
Mm-hmm.
I think like one of the guys from the Ashtray posted a deck that was 29 allies and root
Oh
armor,
yeah. Yep.
one root armor. It's a funny deck. I actually made a deck similar to it where I went super heavy allies, and it is fun just being able to fill your board um, with allies every round. But a lot of those allies are kind of weak. So
Man, 29 allies. That's post expansion, right?
yeah, 29 allies plus one root armor.
All right. Well, if nobody else has any questions, I guess we'll just start wrapping up. So real quick, Plat Hat Games once again. Plat Hat Games did an amazing job with this card game. Uh, the expansion is going to be awesome. Um, Fernanda Suarez did an amazing job with the art. Um, and this event that they're holding is going to be off the walls. I wish
Out
I
of
could
control.
go. Yeah, it's going to be out of control. Totally out of control.
Out of control.
Um, I wish I could go, but you got anybody who's watching this and is preparing to go to Tulsa, you will see Eric Rodriguez there. You will see the Main Action Podcast. You'll get to meet Papa Pratt. Um, all really great guys. You'll also get to see and meet, Isaac Vega, the person who developed and made this game. Uh, you'll meet Fernando Suarez. You'll meet Bob Klotz, the lead playtester. He is like a well of knowledge. He, you'll understand why he's the lead playtester from all the rulings that he gives. Like it just, all of it makes sense.
Yeah, and
Um,
bug him, guys, because if you beat him in a game and report it on PlayPlad, you get a badge.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So if you're into grabbing all those achievements, you gotta fight Bob Klotz. Not actually fight him.
and Isaac too, actually. Both of them are on there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Battle them, beat them, get that achievement. Um, Ashes or Play Plaid is a place where you can create decks. Also, you can comment on everybody's decks and basically just discuss everything Ashes related on there. Uh, Eric is Foxtrot 2620.
Hmm.
Yes.
That's right.
Foxtrot2620 on there. I am Tendolhorse on there. I don't really have that many decks up on there because I pretty much just only did Mayone for the longest time, and then when the expansion came out, I went sad face. Um,
You gotta, there's a badge for making a deck for every single one of the base set Phoenix Born. There's a lot of badges, guys. There's like
there's a
10
lot of
of them.
badges. Yeah.
Go for those badges.
Um, what else? Ashes Online Facebook forum. If you are on Facebook and you like Ashes, you need to join this group and talk on this group. I feel like after we released after we did our discussion last week, I felt like there was a surge of people that,
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't want to
yeah,
say that we're the reason that happened, but I mean, 200 plus people did watch this video, so just saying.
yeah. So I mean, it's really nice to see more people, and there's never, there's no stupid question. There's, if you have a question or if you have something to say that's like even remotely related to Ashes, just ask it, just say it, just be like, hey, guess what? I'm hosting a demo at this place or whatever. Like, you get a lot of responses, and there's a lot of cool people on there. Then once again, you've got ashesrules.slack.com. Sign up; it's completely free. Um, a lot of the playtesters are on that too, and they also have a lot of really, they also respond even faster than Ashes Online forum board. Um, so check that out too. Once again, Tabletop Simulator has been updated. You do get Rin and Brennan up on there. Um, was there anything else? Am I missing anything
Um,
else? Oh, your
so there's,
league.
yeah, well, the league is pretty much at a close at this point. We kind of shut down since everyone's getting ready for the tournament and
Hmm.
Tulsa and the expansion release. Stats have been posted on the Facebook group if you're into that sort of thing in terms of decks played, win rates, which Phoenix Born were the most popular, things like that. We are going to start a new season come the end of April, probably sometime in the last week of April or first week of May. So if you're interested in joining the league to get some games played, the expansion is going to be legal. Look for the signups on the Ashes online Facebook group. The other thing is that there is going to be an Ashes Tabletop Simulator tournament. It's going
Hmm.
to be streamed, and so far looks like the most popular day. There's a poll up on the Facebook group to see what day you guys want to play. Looks like May 22nd is what's getting the most popular votes. So Sunday, May 22nd, look for that tournament. Signups to be posted in the coming weeks. Probably going to be 10 a.m. Eastern time start time because that's what everyone's voting for. Sorry, West Coast. I'm Central, so it's 9 a.m. for me. But if you really want to be in the first Ashes tournament, you'll set that alarm clock. You'll be ready for it. I think it's going to
And
be double elimination right now. That's what I'm
okay,
deciding whether it's going to be double elimination or Swiss. But so far, I'm leaning towards double elimination.
I think that'll be fine. I mean, because of the way online is done, it's a little bit slower, so elimination would be best.
And prizes, there's going to be prizes, guys. I'm not sure what yet. I'm going to talk to
Cool.
Isaac and Plaid Hat. Maybe they'll support it. If not, I'll put up some Plaid Hat store cash, some store credit
Oh, hey,
for
there you go.
winners. So there you go.
All right. Um, was there anything else that I missed? I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I think so. Lurkers, a lot of you came out. That's fantastic.
Yes.
More of
Yeah.
you come out.
Yeah. Um, yeah, you guys need to start like talking more, like, cause the more you talk, the more you learn about how to how the interactions are played in Ashes, how like the more you can discover the intricacies of how Ashes works, and if you're used to different LCGs and different card games that do certain rules, like for example, Magic has the stack. Ashes, there's no stack in Ashes, but you wouldn't know that if you didn't ask, So start asking, start talking, start saying how much you love Ashes and how much you appreciate what Plaid Hat does, because they're a really great company and they've shown nothing but um, support and I don't know, love, support and love for their fans, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The Big K54. Yes, that's actually a good point. Um, so I am going to post this as soon as I can. Chances are it's going to be up on YouTube by tomorrow afternoon. That's what I'm hoping. That's most likely what I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing a long round of Dark Souls 3. So if you guys want to stay around and just like watch me die a bunch of times, then that's completely fine. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be up at uh, youtube.com/. Oh shoot, that's
I
actually a
know.
good question. You know what? I'll link it up on the Ashes online for Facebook. Because I don't know what the URL for my channel is. Um, well, I can quickly do it. I'll quickly. All right. So let's see.
In the meantime, guys, you guys gotta start complaining to the main action about not giving you Bugattis, about so many delays
Yep.
in podcast publishing episodes. So they make up excuses like we're out of town or we're gonna have an awesome surprise for you later on. But don't let them get away with that. Send all your complaints to Colin Flores in private messages on Facebook. He really enjoys those.
The main action podcast does. Yes. Oh, that's something that we missed. Oh my god, I can't believe we almost missed that. So, not only does Plaid Hat Games have a podcast, so Plaid Hat Games has a podcast where they talk about all their games. But if you just want Ashes, if you're like, man, I need more Ashes in my life, check out Main Action Podcast. Three guys, three amazingly talented guys. They are best friends with, I think, everybody in the Ashes community. And they put out some amazing, amazing stuff. They're, you know, they're three friends from Texas, and they love doing the podcast. They love doing their podcast. I think they put it up every 2 weeks. I think it might be slowed just because of the Tulsa event. And then what else? The Ashtray podcast. They have some really, really good information on there. Definitely check it out. Their first episode had Bob Klotz on it, and they discussed the FAQ. They discussed some really important interactions that it's just chock full of really good information. So check them out as well.
Yeah, they were supposed to release an episode last week as well.
Oh,
But when the main action sets a bad example, that's what happens. It all starts
ooh.
crumbling.
Oh, sorry to the main action because I know now this is something that I didn't actually get to say last time, but really quickly, the the main action started up doing a uh, preview review essentially, basically like what we're doing right now, and I kind of just took over that spot. Uh, So I apologize.
You lose. You snooze, you lose.
But I mean, it's. I guess you guys inspired me to do this. So hey, there's that. All right. So yeah. Let me go ahead and get that link too. Um,
Oh man. So, guys, if you're watching this and you're going to Tulsa, um, be ready. Be ready to bring your A game because doing the math, if you go through and do the math for what it takes to get into top eight,
mhm.
um, you're gonna have to go 4-0 if you want that spot. If you go 3-1, if you drop a single game, your chances of getting in go down significantly. Like, what was it? We have 80 people sign up for Tulsa right now. Not all 80 are gonna play. Um, if 64 play, and we do 4 rounds of Swiss, uh, then you're talking 4 people have guaranteed spots that went 4-0, and then you have a pool of 16 players that they're gonna pull the other 4 out of for top 8. So your chances there really depend on what your tournament schedule was like and blood points. S- Go 4-0. I mean, that's what you gotta do. Easier said than done, right?
It's
Don't lose.
that's super easy right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Just don't lose.
Just don't
Okay.
lose.
Yeah. So to everybody that's going to Tulsa, good luck. Eric, thank you once again for uh, co-hosting this thing with me. Really needed a co-host, and I was like, you know what, Eric knows what he's doing. He and Papa Pratt, they both are filled with knowledge about ashes, about strategies, um, and so I was like, you know what? I need to ask him to help me do this thing. So I did, and I gotta say, thank you for that. It was very appreciated, and it's a lot better than talking to myself. So, yeah.
Thank you for the kind words, C. Thank you. I'm really honored to be your co-host during this in-depth preview. I hope we can do it again on future expansions.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah,
I look forward to doing that. Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a blast. Maybe we'll do some other stuff too. We shouldn't have to just wait for expansions to do
No.
these things, you know?
I mean, you do have the tournament coming up for Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, if you want to
Um,
be a host or a what do they call it?
Commentator.
Commentator for that. Yeah, I think you'd do a
Yeah.
great job.
Oh, thank you.
But then you can't play, so depends
Uh,
what you want to do more.
I know. I'll have to see. Like, if I can come up with a really good Saria deck, then maybe. But I feel like kind of like what you said about putting my eggs or putting your eggs in one basket. I feel like I did that with Mayoni.
Yeah.
And the moment they decided, hey, we're just gonna completely bash Mayoni, I was like, well, I got nothing now.
Oh, Mayoni.
uh, all right.
Okay.
Thanks
So,
for
thanks
watching,
for the wrap.
guys. Like I said, I am going to put this stream up for Dark Souls. Yeah, right. Everything else is an aberration. If you guys want to watch me play Dark Souls 3, um, just stay on a few minutes and it'll start up. If not, then thank you very much for watching and have a good night.
Good night, guys.